everyone, welcome to my channel, The Magical Maven. My name is Heather, and today is a reading for the sign of Virgo, whether you're Sun, Moon, Venus, or Rising. And this is a singles love reading for the month of November 2019. However, if you are called to this video or drawn to this video at a later date, then take it for the next month, as this is a timeless reading. So we're going to start with the Romance Angels. So Virgo, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising, singles love. Okay, so the first card, it is safe for you to love. Open your heart to give and receive the highest energy of all. Okay, so why are some of you blocked? We shall see. So we have unrequited love. There's not enough attraction or chemistry to keep this relationship going. You deserve love. You are lovable. Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. Okay, so definitely so for some of you, you could feel like things have never worked out romantically. Virgos, you're very detail oriented, you're very analytical. So you could always look at you see all these things that are oh, this and that. You notice kind of everything in a sense. And sometimes you could take things too much to heart. So maybe you're oh, this person didn't like me or doesn't like me because this, that, or the other. You could be too analytical about things. So whether they were actually unrequited love or not, but you might sometimes feel like that. You might feel like you're not liked or you're not loved, but you are. With the you deserve love, you are lovable. So just remember this. But it's so sometimes you might feel why it's not safe, because you don't want to maybe show your interest, show you care, but it's really of a deeper wound of worthiness. And with the forgiving and learning, we all have issues, not just from what we've gone through in our lives, but through our parents and our family and our ancestors, because we carry that DNA with us and that karma. So whether we're conscious of it or not, there are things that we are meant to heal from. We're meant to with this forgiving and learning. So kind of looking at, if you do feel like you're not liked or loved, or you feel unworthy, where does that come from, and getting to that root cause, because that's going to help you be able to then work on that, so you can move forward and feel like you are loved and supported to bring someone in. Because if you don't feel like you are worthy of love, and you're not open to it, you're not going to be able to receive love, because you need to be open to be able to receive, right? So, and for some of you, there could be some triggering of past wounds that are coming through, meaning that when you are dating or, in relationships, you could be triggered for whatever reason. So whether there was someone from your past, again, it could go back to, family or, parents, but definitely there's a feeling of lack here. And whenever we feel lack, we're going to attract more lack, right? So let's go deeper into this. We're going to go to the Heal Yourself Oracle cards. And I know with the singles love reading, this isn't what people always want to hear, right? They want to, a lot of people want to say, oh, this new love is coming in, or this person's coming back, or what have you. But sometimes the most empowered thing you could hear in a reading is where you're blocked, where, how, this is a spiritual advisement reading. It's not me mapping out your future for you, because we all have free will, right? This is, so, just take it as, if you're already watching this and you're I don't like this reading because she's not telling me what I want to hear, well, then I'm not your reader, because, I consider myself a healer before a reader, and I'm always going to tell you the truth, and I'm always going to also apply it to help you to be the best version of yourself and to help you find this love and fulfillment. But first you need to find it within, and it's already kind of showing you, these blocks. So just, to throw that out there in case any of you were already thinking that. But, and those of you who understand, I have gratitude that you understand where I'm coming from, and we will continue on with your reading. Okay. How teachable are you? So that's kind of funny, after I was just going through my whole spiel, but, so definitely, I'm getting about, teaching an old dog new tricks, And I'm not saying any of you are old, you know, like, I mean, at all. It's just sometimes definitely like we all have this conditioning and programming that we have, right? You know, so like, you know, say you're watching this and you're 30 years old. Yeah, you're young. But the thing is like, think about the 30 years of programming and conditioning from everything that's gone on in your life, and then trying to rewire that. So this is where this How Teachable is coming through. Like, so getting to your, you know, wounds, getting to these blocks and trying to rewire your programming and conditioning so you're not continuing doing the same. Because, you know, like that quote, it's like, if you, why can't I think of it right now? Maybe it'll come to me in a minute, but it pretty much is like, oh, if you do what you've always done, you'll get what you've always gotten. So this is pretty much what's happening, is like, if you aren't trying to get to these blocks, or you aren't trying to figure these things out and, you know, change that programming, you know, you're just going to keep attracting the same situations or feeling the same way. Okay. So another card, please, for my Virgo, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising. Have faith. Oh my god. And then I'm just hearing the song Faith by George Michael in my head, but I get songs in my head really easily, so, but I always like to say them because, you know, that can mean something to you. But I'm getting something about a clear conscience. So maybe like, okay, so it could go either way. So either there could have been someone from your past that you feel did you dirty, did you wrong, and you feel like you have this clear conscience and you feel like, you know, why did I attract this person? Because I'm a good-natured person, loving person, and, you know, why did I attract this person? Okay, well, you know, just to let you know, like, not to get into all labels, but someone who's like an empath, who's caring, who does attract more of like the narcissist type of personality. I don't know why I said that weird, but a narcissist, you know, like a cluster B, energy vampire. Like, not to get into all labels, but if you're kind of wondering why did you attract a certain person, because you're like, oh, why did, you know, they're complete opposite of me. Well, that's, you know, for a reason. So that's something, if you feel like, oh, that does resonate with me, then I would just look into that deeper, because that might be something that you need to understand the dynamics of, you know, the empath and narcissist attraction and relationship. The other flip side of this is another scenario, is that some of you might not have a clear conscience yourself. Like, maybe there's something that you did, and it could not, maybe it's not even something that you did wrong or bad. It could just be maybe like you felt you did something wrong, and that's maybe why you feel like you're not worthy. So maybe, like, I don't know, maybe you could have treated someone bad in the past for whatever reason. Again, it doesn't necessarily mean, you know, sometimes we could feel guilt about things that, you know, we didn't, you know, that wasn't really like, we didn't mean to do someone harm, or we really didn't, but it's like this thing that we, you know, take on. So just take what resonates, but I'm getting something about a clear conscience. And again, like, I got those two scenarios. Okay, and we're going to look at one more card. Beauty. So kind of looking to see what the world has to offer is what I'm getting for you. Like, kind of waking up to see, like, the more beautiful sides of things, including love. Because maybe if you saw, like, I've seen the darker side of things, you don't see how love can be beautiful. And love, it's not just romantic love, right? You know, it's like self-love, love for yourself, you know, love, you know, for your family, for your friends, for your common man, for your planet, for animals, for, you know, your passion, for your purpose. I mean, there's so many types of love. So you need to start to find beauty and love again. Okay, so the Black Moon astrology cards we're going to look at next. So Virgo, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising. Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising. Okay, so we have Saturn return, age. Okay, so your Saturn return, typically it's like 27, 28 or so. You go through your first one. And then your second one's like in your 50s. So some of you could be going through a Saturn return. So I would just look up and see when your Saturn returns are, because then you could kind of, you know, that could be something pivotal for you going on right now. or it could have been a turning point for you in your life. Like I know mine was when I was 27 going on 28, and it definitely was, I could tell it was my Saturn return. But no, it ended up being positive, but you know, it was definitely a shift. So for some of you, that could be something, you know, that you're going through right now. And again, for some of you, remember with what I said about the age card, you know, I was saying I'm not calling anybody old with the conditioning or whatever, but so for some of you, maybe you feel like you're even older than you are, like whether you're an old soul or maybe you've just gone through a lot of crap in your life, especially when it comes to there is romance, and you just feel like, because look how he's like got his arms crossed. So some of you could be feeling like, okay, so some of you could even be feeling like being like left out in the cold, like an old spinster. And not that you are, it's just maybe you have this idea of that's how you're gonna end up, or that's what you become, because you're like, you're not open. And again, take what resonates. And then we have South Node life steps. So very interesting, because in the last ring for Leo, we got North Node, so this is South Node. So the nodes are the moon's nodes. So your South Node and your North Node are going to be opposite signs. So like for Virgo, your opposite sign is Pisces. So with your South Node, that's your soul's pattern. Your North Node is your soul's potential. So yeah, soul's pattern, soul's potential. So you're getting South Node. So you might, again, like what I said about conditioning, you might be so entrenched and ingrained in these old, outmoded, outdated ways of thinking, that from your conditioning, from your upbringing, you know, from your youth, from anything. And it's like, this is maybe a time you need to break free. This is a time you need to make a change. I know it says life stats, but, and yeah, there could be things that you've taken on, you know, like again, with family, from ancestors, you know, from your lineage, from past lives, if you believe in that. I do believe in past lives. So take what resonates, but definitely there is this, like, I'm getting a reemergence of self is something I just got. So it's like there's needing this shift to happen, but it's up to you whether you are going to make the most of that opportunity. And it could be something like subtle signs, you know, whether you've already started to see them displayed, or it could just be like waking up to this by hearing this video and you're like, I never thought of this, Heather. But definitely there's a shift that needs to take place. Okay, so I'm gonna look at the archetype cards. Yeah, there's a shift that needs to be happening for you to be in greater in touch with yourself and harmony with yourself, to open up to be able to open up to love. You know, it has to start within, and because right now we're not getting like a particular past person, we're not getting a particular new person. It's really like about you. And again, that's okay, because I mean, then you know what you need to work on. And then who knows, like someone could be coming in and it's just not showing right now because your energy is very present. Because we don't need to know it all, right? You know, it's like, yeah, I know you're watching a tarot oracle card reading, but we're not meant to know everything. There are things that, you know, we should be open to, you know, the element of surprise. And so yeah, just take the guidance. Okay. Okay, so an archetype for those watching with Sun, Moon, Venus, or Rising in Virgo. Okay. Mystic. Okay, so this is maybe where it's a time for you to be able to get in touch with the divine. And it, you know, whatever you call divine, spirit, source, universe, God, goddess. And it could just, and it's also like your higher self, your spirit. So this is maybe where you're needing to get in touch with your own consciousness, spirituality, your higher self, and kind of, you know, find what is there, what's, you know, deeper than what's on the surface. And I'm getting about changing your whole way of life. So again, like this programming, this could be like, you know, a total revelation for you, or this could just be a verification of something you've already known and you're like, okay, I've heard this in multiple readings, I got the message. Yep. Okay, so in the future, what's a potential partner coming in the future? What kind of archetype? Oh, that's funny. The Gambler came out in Leo reading. Gambler. So yeah, in the future, you could possibly meet someone who really takes a chance on life, this Gambler energy, and they might be very different from you. And that could be maybe like scary even. So that for some of you, this could be someone that you already know that you're interested in, maybe that you're not open to right now because, I mean, this could even be someone you feel isn't interested in you, or you feel like you don't want to take a chance on them because they're different than you. Because, you know, Virgo being an earth sign, you know, you're more secure, stable, grounded. So if a gambler comes in your life, you might not feel secure by that because you're like, whoa, this person's completely different. They just, you know, live by the seat of their pants, and that, you know, it's like not how I live. But sometimes it's good, you know, to have someone who's different than you, right? You know? So this could be someone, again, that you're already involved with dating, interested in, and you're not sure about taking a chance. But, you know, it's like, do you want to have regrets on not taking a chance? You know what, you know? So, like, because what's the worst that can happen? It doesn't work out. You know, it's like, okay. But, and not to say that there aren't bad things that can happen, but it's just, you need to let your guard down a bit. And this person can maybe help you open up and get past that programming, you know, get past that conditioning, you know, open your world up, your eyes open to a new world. So, and I was drawn to just like open to a card. We also have Seeker. So this is a time for you right now where you need to be a seeker of truth and your own truth, and like, and this person, again, could be this one that helps ignite this in you to seek for something beyond your current limitations, your current reality as you know it. Okay. Okay, then we're going to do Lover's Oracle. Okay, and then I'm just getting, someone might be watching this being like, my mind's blown, or like, I don't know, and whether that's because this resonates or because I'm talking about things that you never thought of before, but it's just funny what comes through. So I figured I would say it because for some of you that could be a confirmation and you're like, oh wow. Okay, then we have Trust. Transformation occurs through acceptance. Once you accept the current situation, it will automatically transform. So with it, you know, we started with it's safe for you to love, and then you get trust. So like, what are you so afraid of? You know, like, yes, yeah, there are people in this world that you need to be wary of, you know, especially if you were someone that did draw in, like, you know, that, you know, someone who was toxic before, or a narcissist. Okay. But, you know, you should have learned through that, the red flags, the signs, and then you can move forward and not be like, no more of that. Okay. However, you need to have trust in yourself. You know, it's like, I mean, typically, you know, with Virgos, like I said, you're very analytical, you see details, so you should be able to pick out if someone, you know, is someone you can't trust or not. So you should rely on your own self to help kind of guide you, you know, to know if you should let someone in or not. But again, like, there's a difference between getting a gut feeling and it's your intuition versus like being triggered by fear, because sometimes people could think, oh, this is, you know, a gut feeling, but really it's fear. So it's like kind of deciphering between the two is something that you might have to, you know, learn. Okay, so one more card for Virgo. Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising. Oh, okay. A bunch just flew out. Okay, that happens sometimes. So I'm just gonna read the ones that fell face up, and a lot of them are on the floor. There is one that came here, so I'm going to take it from the table. We have playfulness. Laughter is the best therapy. Have some fun together, and remember, love is the greatest healer. Remember what I said about this beauty? You have to see the beauty. Wait, where is it? Okay, sorry. You have to see the beauty in love again, and this is saying love could be also a healer. So just because you got heartbroken before or things didn't work out doesn't mean that, you know, yeah, love could be pain, but love also could be, you know, something beautiful. And it's like, sometimes when we associate love and pain, it's because of attachment. And there's a difference between love versus attachment. I'm not going to get into all that today, but if that's something you want to look up, you know, I actually have something on my Instagram posted from some weeks ago, like where I posted a picture and it talks about love and attachment. So, but anyways, it's like you need to be more playful. You need to have, you know, let more levity. Yeah, like have, you know, let more, be a little more lighthearted about things. Like everything doesn't have to be so serious. Like, especially if it's new and beginning, if you're just going on a date with someone, this doesn't have to be this whole big thing. It could just be, you're just getting to know them, you know, so just lighten up, have some fun. I actually heard have some drinks. So I don't know, like, I mean, and I'm not saying to have some drinks if you don't drink. I don't drink, but I don't judge those who do. But for some of you, maybe like you're someone who needs like that liquid courage, maybe to, you know, talk a little bit. So if, you know, if that feels right for you, but that came through. So, okay, so we have surrender on the floor. At times we must surrender the old before something new can enter our lives. Let go and it will work out. Okay, so obviously we do have some surrendering to do. You know, it's like if you're wanting someone new to come in, you have to let go of this old energy of, you know, not feeling good enough, not feeling loved, not feeling supported, not feeling liked, or feeling like you know, have to put your guard up because of past partners. Let's see. We also have look inside yourself. So again, with what I said about, you know, you having to kind of get to, you know, you and yourself, your higher self. And I think those are the ones that felt upright. Okay. So now we're going to end with the Gilded Tarot. So messages for Virgo, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising. Okay, so the Four of Cups, and I was getting something about getting bored with the games people play. So you could have, if you have been in the dating world, maybe even for a while, maybe you're like sick of like, you know, people who you feel play games or like, you know, ghosting, or, you know, it's just like, you know, we live in a world where, you know, there's so many options because so many people can connect through so many different platforms and apps. And it's easy to like, for people just to kind of let, you know, it's like people, you know, pass them by, or they just won't get back, or, you know, for whatever. There's so many, again, so many distractions, so many options. So maybe for you, you're just kind of sick of all that. And that's maybe something too, that you feel like maybe things won't work out because you feel like you haven't had success, because it's just like the same old, same old. But you have Ace of Pentacles, so you have a new beginning coming. It's a stable new beginning. It's Pentacle energy, Earth energy. You know what, you know, as a Virgo, you're an Earth sign, so this is something positive for you. Eight of Cups, but it's, again, this is going to require some letting go and moving, you know, past and freeing yourself of some old ways of and habits of and old thinking. And for some of you, some past partners even. Okay, so tell me more about this new beginning down the road. Okay, so with the Four of Pentacles, like, see how he's clinging too tightly? So again, you kind of have to let go and free yourself before this could be, because also, like, look how he's like coveting these coins. So he's not open to receiving, right? Because he's like clinging so tightly. So this is something too, like, if you have these certain ideas in your head of what you want, you're clinging to this idea, but by doing that, you're actually energetically holding yourself back because you're not open to receiving. And this is where the Wheel of Fortune, things need to turn, for things to turn in your favor, things to turn in a different way, a new positive direction, it's like you have to let go. And the Knight of Wands, and then once you do, so this could be someone in the future. So, you know, whether you're a male or female, watching for male or female, you know, it's like the Knight could be male or female, you know, just take what resonates for you. But Wands energy is fire energy, so possibly a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. However, it doesn't have to mean their sun. It could be their sun, moon, Venus, rising, or just the energy they embody. But fire signs are take charge. And again, like with the Gambler, you know, this could be someone who's good for you because, sorry, this is my 6th reading of the night, so I think I just need some water after this. But so I started to cough. But anyways, getting back to the reading. So yeah, definitely with this gambler energy. So for example, Sagittarius is known as being like, you know, a gambling sign in the sense of, you know, they could be lucky because they're represented by the planet Jupiter. You know, there's someone who definitely takes chances. Not to say that it's just limited to Sagittarius, again, Aries or Leo, but definitely this person could be very different from you, but that could be a positive. They can help you get you out of your shell, help kind of remove you from what doesn't serve you. Because Wands energy, fire, yeah, you could see it as being destructive, but also it's very purifying, it's cleansing. So, you know, this person could be really positive for you. So maybe even if this isn't a relationship, if this is just someone that you know, date, you just have a good time with, you know, again, you know, this could even be a friendship that's kind of flirty, maybe whether it goes somewhere or not, but this person could, like, I think is on your path for a reason, and it could help you in the future, you know, break down some of these walls, help you get out of your shell. Again, it doesn't necessarily, I know for you as a Virgo, if you're wanting something more stable and secure, you might be like, no, this isn't worth my time, but actually they are, because it's going to help you down the road. So I hope that resonated. You know, if it doesn't resonate, check out your other placements. Also, you know, whether like your sun, moon, Venus, rising might all come together as a whole, or maybe one just resonates for you more than others. Again, this is a collective reading, so everyone, not everyone's necessarily going to resonate. And I do have other videos to check out as well. And if you like this video, if it resonated, feel free to like, share, comment, and subscribe to my channel. And I send you all love and light.